What's up guys, my name is Wardex and today we're going to be looking at the match between Big and Team Vitality played during CS Summit 6 finals. Now I've done an analysis on the pistol round of this half, so if you want to see that it will be on LowLandLion's channel. Link will be in the description. So we're going to be looking at the T half of Big. They're fairly dominant on this B side, applying a lot of pressure on it, and yet they're still very unpredictable, so let's see how they're able to do that. So first off, we're gonna see Searson go with the classic Molotov towards short, followed up by a spray from Santaris. Now this is basically gonna guarantee that no one will be up short. They haven't heard the smoke on their molly. Vitality did molly the short tunnel, but it's gonna be very rare for people to run out dry on short as CT because it's far too dangerous. So now we're gonna see a little bit of anti-stratting on the side of Team Big. Santaris, he's gonna throw this Molotov towards barrels. He knows RPK likes to play there, and he's basically hoping to get 20 damage or so on RPK, but instead RPK will be able to instantly smoke this to take 0 damage at all. Now, the reason why I said 20 damage is because we're gonna have Tizian and Keto come out of short here. Like I said, they are able to know that no one is in short because there's no utility coming from Vitality to take the short control in a safe way, so they're basically assuming that short is clear. Now Tizian and Keto, they will throw these nades towards barrels where RPK likes to play, and if RPK were to take 20 damage from that molly, he would have died right here, but instead he will live with 17 HP. So now that Vitality knows that there's at least 2 players towards short, we're gonna see Apex lining up this short flash, flashing out Misuta, and he will be able to take a lot of damage onto Tapson right here. Will not be able to finish the kill actually, probably should have been able to do so. And now we're gonna see a quick play coming out of Team Big. We're gonna see Santaris push up close right here, and let's take a look at the Vitality's setup actually. We're gonna have Saiwu looking towards Monster with the AWP together with RPK. They can play a bait and switch setup, whilst in the meantime we have Misuta and Apex responsible for short. They're kind of throwing nades and shooting through the pellets right now, as they've just spotted them out. Now what Big is gonna do, we're gonna have Tapson. He's gonna throw the final nade to finish off RPK here. You can see him lining it up right there. And Searson at the same time will throw this flashbang to help out Santaris. So with the blink of an eye, we're gonna see 2 players drop on this B side for Team Vitality. The nade will finish off RPK, and the flash is gonna assist Santaris to get the kill towards Saiwu. Now you can see Apex is still jump spotting towards short, and Misuta, he just threw a smoke down there, and suddenly his monster players are both dead. So they are in a lot of trouble. Misuta tries to recover this by playing aggressive, trying to fight the side, will instantly be punished. Apex is gonna do a similar thing, does get a trade kill towards Santaris, so that's a nice recovery from them. He goes and plays aggressive, goes past Searson, he doesn't know Searson is there I think. He will get the kill towards Tapson, but with Searson already behind him, he easily gets traded, in this case by Keto. And now it's just Shrok's left standing, will be heard by Searson and just gets taken down. Alright, so now we're into round number 21, and Big are gonna apply the second wave of pressure on this B side. And they're gonna be doing that by nading the jump spot on the B side to spot out players going out short. And this is a very common thing to do on the CT side, because that way you know if T's are out on short without actually being in short, which is obviously a lot safer and it saves you too as well. So we're gonna start off with once again the Molotov, followed by the spray from Tapson. And now Big are gonna do a little variant on this nading. Usually you see the triple nade to guarantee a kill on the jump spotter. In this case Santaris is gonna throw the first nade, and then hopefully give a false sense of security that the player can continue to jump spot as it's only 1 nade. And then they kind of want to catch them off guard by throwing another 2 nades, but sadly for Team Big, Misuta and Apex already fell back, so they will not get the kill, but it's all about the message, because Team Vitality, now they're going to have to be scared about jump spotting, because they're going to be scared about the triple nade that will instantly take them down. Now in the meantime, we're going to see a default coming through with Tizian clearing out con, and Keto going out mid. Now you can see Shox being aggressive behind. Keto actually has no idea about this at all. And Keto kind of expects like a passive A setup, because Tizian has completely cleared out con, and usually with aggressive A setups you would have a CT and con, so Keto just walks out mid and gets taken down instantly. Now, I don't know if it's a Saiwu meme right now, But as soon as they spot out Saiwu towards A, Big are going for a B execute. It could also be that Big are assuming that there is an aggressive A setup because of the way that Saiwu is playing, and that way they expect a weak B setup. Now, important before we go on this execute is that Team Vitality have zero information about players on short right now. So they do actually have to look towards short, even though Big have 0 players towards short. So a simple Molotov from Searson with a flash towards barrels. It'll keep RPK busy. He has to smoke himself out. And now let's go to Masuda, because he's kind of expecting RPK to hold monster. And Masuda is worried about short. He has to smoke this. He can first smoke and look at Santaris. He's already right straight in his face. Masuda expecting RPK to hold monster, but he gets mollied out. He also smokes the molly, so now they know RPK is here. Now Apex has to try and help as well, but he gets overwhelmed by all these T's peeking at the same time. And now it's only RPK left standing. They already know he's here. Gets taken down as well. And that is a 4v2. And Searson is gonna make that a 4v1 with this AWP kill onto Saiwu. And now Shox is just left wondering what the hell happened on this B side. Alright, so now we're into round 22 as Vitality do decide to force this one up. And now we're gonna get to the third way of pressuring this B bomb site in just a bit later in this round. Now Vitality haven't really tried to contest short at all except for the molly at the start. So Big are just gonna abuse that by this time only sending 2 players towards short and allowing the other 3 to default towards mid. We're gonna see once again the molly, and this time we're gonna see this interesting smoke, which I'll try to capture. There we go. It's gonna bounce off this wall and then land in the water. That way the Santaris can just go out short. It's gonna get flashed in as well. And now we're gonna see the short control come through. So Santaris just taking short control, and now he has a full util set to use as well because of that smoke and flash from Tapson. And now we're gonna see 4 of those big players default towards mid, while Santaris can be lurking towards short. Now Kita will be flashing out his teammates out in mid to get some safety, don't get sniped by Saiwu. And just in a little bit we're gonna see a little bit of an awkward AWP fight between Saiwu and Searson. But besides the point, Searson actually makes a very good read here. He predicts where Shox is playing, as he does play this position quite often, but still kind of isn't ready for the wide swing. As you can see, he's going to come with a tag there and then just gets absolutely destroyed. But now I want to pause, because now we're going to the third way of pressuring this B side, and that's going to be Santaris lurking. So as soon as Searson finds out that Saiwu is playing on the A side with the AWP, Santaris doesn't really expect a second AWP at all. So he's more than confident to just kind of lurk out on this B side and try to go for those fights. As you can see right here, you'll find this kill onto Masuda. And in the meantime, we get some weird stuff going on this A side. We're gonna see Tapson, you'll trade out Shox, and Saiwu will find the kill back as well. But I want to point out what is going on this B side, because Santaris, he does get this kill, and in like a bit I said, you can see that Shox is dying. So now it's only Saiwu left on the side, and he is calling for rotations. But here comes Santaris. He's gonna throw the smoke, and he's basically saying, Apex, RPK, walk into my crosshair, I dare you. And you can see he's gonna get forced out by the molly, and this just delays the rotations quite a bit. It's gonna allow Big to take this A side relatively easy. Tapson will get the bomb plant, and now it's a 3 versus 3 bomb post plant situation. Big actually get a very nice setup with Tizian and Tapson holding their angles as shown. And they will basically get 2 kills together. Kind of a weird mistake from Vitality, because if they used the flashbang from RPK, this retake would have been a lot better. But instead, we're gonna see the almost simultaneous kills. And now RPK is just left standing on his own. And he'll bail out, trying to survive with his M4. Alright, now we're into round 24, and this time we're gonna see one of the most interesting rounds I've ever seen. And it's gonna come down to very small details and very smart plays from the players. Now, once again, we're gonna start off with the Molotov towards short, as we've seen before, and Big are actually gonna go for the triple nade once again, to basically tell Vitality that they're not scared to do this tactic again, to prevent that jump peek from short, to get the information. Now Santaris, he's just gonna walk out of short again with a flashbang from his teammate, and he's gonna be lurking here for a little bit. Now, in the meantime, we're gonna have Keto and Tizian basically playing their defaults. Now, the interesting part is when Keto is gonna throw the shoot or the smoke and a molly towards the fighter, because Shox will actually be able to hear this smoke and Molotov, as you can hear right now. And that's gonna set off this flash from Apex right here, gonna flash his teammate Masuta in. Now, very important is that Masuta actually does a kind of a tight peek and he doesn't spot out anyone at all. So right now, the picture that Vitality has is that Big is taking mid control by this smoke and the molly that Keto has thrown, and Masuta hasn't seen anyone on short really, but they probably expect someone to be lurking, which is gonna be Santaris. He has done that before, right? So this is actually gonna get a little bit worse, because in just a little bit Big is gonna respond to this flash from Apex, and they're gonna flash Santaris in to just go for a little peek. And Apex is gonna give this fight a little go, and he's gonna tell his teammate Masuta, now it's my turn, you can flash me in, I know it's Santaris, he's just lurking on his own right there. So Masuta, he's gonna line up the same flash, and Apex is gonna get ready for the peek. And now is gonna be the nasty surprise for Vitality, because it is actually not just Santaris lurking, it is the whole entire team. And Searson actually makes the best door play of 2020. He's gonna flip this door around just in time and gets the kill, avoids the flashbang as well. And now it's not done just yet, because as soon as this kill comes through onto Apex and Vitality can actually confirm that their reads of the game were wrong and that Big is actually towards short, Shox starts to push towards long to go for a little information play. Now in the meantime, Tizian, he's just gonna go out with a flashbang from his teammate Keto, and he's gonna end up throwing a little weak fake towards A, throwing another flashbang and a smoke and another flashbang. Now Shox, he can hear all the shoots being thrown, but he doesn't hear any steps at all, so he can call to his teammate Saiwu, this is gonna be a fake. And you can see Saiwu being able to rotate over before the hit comes through on the B side. Now we're gonna see the trades come through on the side itself, and Shox is gonna get this incredible fast flank, and that's gonna allow Team Vitality to finally win out on this round. And now we're into round number 25, and once again Big are gonna take control over short. They're gonna throw the molly. This time they're not even gonna throw a flashbang at all. They're more than comfortable to just walk out dry, because Vitality, they haven't really contested this short position at all. Now let's take a look at the minimap and see what the effect of all this pressure has been on this B side during the half. So Vitality are forced to play 3 players onto this B side, and they don't really have information towards short because they don't opt in to go for aggressive short control, and they can't really jump peek either because of the nade stacks that Big have been throwing. So they're kind of playing from the side, and obviously this means that there's only 2 players towards A. And that's just a little too less manpower to go for aggressive plays on A. So on A they're also playing from the side, which means that Big have the entire map for themselves and they can just kind of play around with their food. Now we're gonna see once again this banana smoke come through. Creative play from Big right here to jump on top, go for the boost, and somehow Saiwu insane enough to hit the shot before Searson. And Shox is once again playing this predictable position, and as soon as Searson gets the tag through the wall, taps and goes and spams as well, and they get the trade, and as soon as Shox falls, Saiwu is just left standing onto the side, and he gets taken down as well. And now we're into a 5 versus 3, and Santaris is just trying to hold back the rotation towards Con, so there can only be command from Bank and Dumpster. And now with this, they do get the bomb plant, they get to post plant positions, and with Searson also picking up that kill, the round is kind of done, and that's also going to be the end of the video. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave a dislike as well. And definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel, as we'll be doing more of these. And if you have any suggestions, then leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.